Good day, grade 11. Let's do activity 10.6. Now 10.6 right in front of you is High Flying Manufacturers, a small business, makes kites. The following is a list of their manufacturing costs. Now before you start doing your little formula or your little calculation where they ask you to calculate the break-even point, you have to first see which of these costs are fixed costs and which of the costs are variable costs. Okay, so let's see. Raw materials, that's a variable cost. Rental of factory, that's a fixed cost. Salary to the factory supervisor, he gets the same salary every month, fixed cost. But the wages to the kite assemblers per completed kite, that's a variable cost. Okay, so the more kites, the more direct labor. And then insurance is also a fixed cost. Right, so they give you all the amounts there. The insurance is 400 Rand, wages paid per kite is 300 Rand, and they made 100 kites over there, okay, 100 kites, and they sold it for 195 Rand. Right, so let's do the calculation. Now the calculation at this stage, you know that it is the fixed costs, that's the break-even point, is the fixed costs divided by the contribution. And what is the contribution? The contribution, let's do it over here, is the selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. Okay, and what is the variable cost per unit? Now we all know that variable cost is your direct labor and your direct material. What is my direct labor? 3,000 Rand. How did I get that? 30 Rand for 100 kites. And my direct material, they give it to you 4,500 Rand. So that's a total of 7,500. But I need to know per unit. So divided by the 100 kites, and that is 75 Rand per unit. Right. So how do I calculate my contribution? Selling price is 195 Rand. Your variable cost is this one, 75. So that is 120 Rand. Right, so how do I calculate this? The fixed cost. Now what's my fixed cost? That's the salary of the factory supervisor, okay, plus the rent of the factory is 1,000 Rand plus the 400 Rand insurance, right? Divided by my contribution. The contribution is 120 Rand. So 120 Rand, and that amount, and if you make that calculation, you will see that it's 35 units or 35 kites. So that's break-even point, so they have to make 36 kites to start making a profit.